Alright guys, it's PDW-57 and welcome back to another Black Ops 2 gameplay commentary. The gameplay in the background, I believe it's a 75 kill game on Meltdown, which I got not too long ago, but you know, it's not the main focus that I want you to take from this actual video, and I hope I can keep you entertained throughout the entirety of the video with what it is I've got to say. As I've said, the main focus that I want you to take from the video is the actual commentary topic, because what it is I've got to say is something which I think is pretty new, it's pretty innovative and fresh, which I've not, surprisingly, I've not heard anyone else pick up on or presented in the community. So you know, it's something different for you guys, and specifically what it is I've got to talk about is it's about the DLC drop. And I know you're probably thinking, oh well, we've already heard people talk about the DLC, but what it is that separates this commentary from others, or at least that's my intention, is my justification for holding why I believe that this new DLC weapon, this Peacekeeper SMG, which is it's the first time which we will get to see a weapon being released alongside the actual map packs, and why it is I think this weapon won't be overpowered. And that's something which appears to go against the common consensus within the community, and it's certainly a question which has been on everyone's lips in the actual community, and it's whether this actual Peacekeeper will be overpowered or not. And what I try and do in this commentary is I'm going to try and present to you my rationale, my sort of argument on why I believe this Peacekeeper SMG won't be overpowered. And I don't know, I'm going to sort of try my best to tap into my observation through Call of Duty history and precedent, and compare it to other Call of Duty weapons within the franchise, and hopefully guys, I'll do my best and persuade you, or at the very least bring you something which is something different and innovative, as I've said. So I've got a lot that I need to talk about in this commentary, guys. So without further delay, I'll just get right into it. So take for example the MTAR from Black Ops 2, right? So the MTAR, or the MTAR-21, I believe its correct name to be. It's like a variant of the Tavor or the TAR-21 from Modern Warfare 2, and as for me personally, that weapon was by far my favourite weapon in that game. What do you guys think? What was your favourite weapon in Modern Warfare 2? For me, as I've said, was the TAR-21, and the TAR-21, it's more like a standard version rifle intended for the Israeli multi-role infantry, whereas the MTAR, on the other hand, or the Tavor 2 as it's sometimes referred to, it's like a standalone compact weapon specifically designed for like special force units such as the IDF, which are of course the Israeli Defense Force. As well as like military personnel who are normally issued with the longer assault rifles. So you could say that the MTAR is like a carbine of the TAR-21. That is like a shortened version of the full Tavor rifle, firing of course the same ammunition, but at like a lower velocity due to the shorter barrel length. And you're probably wondering, like, where does the Black Ops 2 Peacekeeper like come into all this? And well, this is like my sort of thinking. According to Treyarch, the Peacekeeper can be like regarded as a hybrid between an assault rifle and SMG, and so straight away, I mean, the first thing that came into my mind was like, oh god, this sounds somewhat overpowered. And you might be asking yourself, like, why? Well, I'm going to try my best to like explain as best I can anyway. So a weapon which is like a hybrid between the two, you wouldn't be mistaken in thinking that it would adopt the strength from each of its derivatives. So for example, you'd be right to think that the Peacekeeper would entail the mobility, the rate of fire, and the quick ADS times, which are somewhat of like a staple of an SMG, and when combined with like the accuracy and stopping power and range of an assault rifle, consequently that makes for one hell of an overpowered weapon, as I'm sure you'd all agree. But the way I sort of look at it is, in order to like avoid a backlash from the community, Treyarch need to do something to somewhat balance the weapon, and this is where my like MTAR analogy comes into full fruition. I honestly can see the Peacekeeper being like a mirror of the MTAR in terms of the weapon performance and behaviour, because I mean, I predict the Peacekeeper will act as like an MTAR's carbine brother in a similar way, in which that the the AUG for example was like a mirror, or arguably to the FAMAS from Black Ops, or the relation between the FAMAS and the M16 from Modern Warfare 2. I think that makes more sense. I mean, if you think about it this way, guys, if you look back throughout the entirety of the Call of Duty franchise, there seems to be like a running theme that Call of Duty is like incorporate in this sort of like relation. Other examples can be seen with like the TAR-21 and the Sky-H from Modern Warfare 2, but I think most notable are present in Black Ops. Black Ops 1 with like the M16, the G11, the MPL when compared to the Spectre, the AK-47 and Commando, of course like the M14 and FN FAL, and even in Black Ops 2, so present day, the SWAT 556 compared to the M8A1 and the FAL OSW, I believe it's called, when compared to the MSR. But this had me wondering, like, what is the true sort of counterpart or the true mirror to the MTAR in Black Ops 2? I mean, it's certainly not the Scar H, because from what I believe, that fires the 7.62 by 51mm NATO round, unlike its baby brother and the more obvious selection, which is the 5.56 firing Scar L, which is present in Modern Warfare 3. And you might argue it's the Type 25 or even the M27, but for me, guys, I'm not entirely convinced. Perhaps you're right, but me personally, I'm not entirely convinced. And what I want to know from you guys is, what do you guys actually think? Do you think, as I do, that the Peacekeeper will be the sort of mirror to the MTAR in terms of handling, like behaviour, performance, and things like that? I mean, I acknowledge that I think it is titled the Peacekeeper SMG, so it will probably be designated in the actual SMG slot, the category alongside the other SMGs. But that's not to say that it can't sort of compare in terms of, as I've said, performance and handling and things like that with the MTAR. I mean, there's certain SMGs which can hold their own against certain assault rifles and vice versa. But just to sort of clarify, this hybrid that I think Treyarch seems to be plugging. In my opinion, by hybrid, I think Treyarch are thinking more carbine, and in fact, the M21 can be converted from a 5.56mm assault rifle to a 9mm submachine gun, loaded with, I believe it's 20, 25, and 32 round magazines with a conversion kit. So, just to sort of summarise, guys, I mean, the MTAR certainly isn't regarded as overpowered within its class category, and nor do I think, or at least I hope, fingers crossed, the Peacekeeper SMG will be either. And what I want to know from you guys is just what's your thoughts with regards to what I've just brought up here. It's something that I think is new, and it's certainly something that I've never come across, and it's something that I've been thinking over in the past few days. I think that given Treyarch's sort of patchy history when it comes to this, it's sort of it's dark past when it comes to a weapon balance. It's definitely like a touchy subject within the Call of Duty franchise, and definitely like a running theme, as I've said, which has been present throughout every Call of Duty game, unfortunately. But I think Treyarch, they certainly need to be on guard when it comes to this weapon actually dropping, and how the community will probably respond to it, because the backlash, there's definitely a lot of potential for a lot of backlash, negative feedback if they basically fuck up with this weapon. And I think that this is one way which I think Treyarch, you never know, Treyarch might actually have adopted the similar sort of lines of thinking that I've presented in this commentary, but I think this is definitely one way I think Treyarch can get around it, and it's certainly something which I've sort of noticed, and it would be interesting if they get around it this way. So again, just to reiterate, guys, it's what I've been stressing. It's all about the performance and behaviour of a weapon. I mean, obviously the actual skin of a weapon and how the weapon looks and how it feels. It definitely adds character to a weapon. But at the end of the day, guys, it's all down to actual performance and statistics with regards to that, whether a weapon's overpowered or not. Yes, you can add character to a weapon by giving it a certain, feel. A certain recoil pattern can give it a certain feel, a certain sound. It's mainly like the aesthetics thing, so it's like sound and appearance. It definitely adds to character, but at the end of the day, guys, what we're all focused on as actual gamers itself is purely down to the statistics, the stopping power and the effectiveness whilst playing it in-game. And I think that, again, given what Treyarch have sort of laid out on the table in front of us, on paper, the Peacekeeper SMG certainly should be the most overpowered weapon in the game, because, as I've said, it combines the strengths of the SMG with the assault rifle. But this is one way to sort of get around it, guys, and I think that it's something which Treyarch will sort of incorporate. At least that's my opinion, and as a result, I don't think that the Peacekeeper SMG will be too overpowered. And I just want to know what you guys think, guys. And as I've said in the past, the fact that they are incorporating new weapons into the game with these DLC weapon packs, I think it's certainly something they should definitely plug for future DLC releases. It's definitely something which I'm a massive advocate of, because it only adds to diversity of the game, and it certainly adds to the actual lifespan, the longevity of the game, and it keeps my interest in the game. As I've said before, guys, I really couldn't give two tosses about map packs. I get bored far quicker with the weapons than I do with any of the maps. So I think it's certainly something, if all goes to plan, it's certainly something that I want to see in the future. So we'll have to wait and see, guys. This is just a prediction at the end of the day. Don't forget that, guys. And I really appreciate it if you let me know what you thought with the points that I raised. As I've said before, guys, it's something that I've not really noticed anyone else pick up on in the community, and it's something which I think, I've, with the justification, which I hope is somewhat persuasive. I think it makes for quite an interesting line of thought. But anyway, let me know what you think, guys, in the comment section below. I really would appreciate it. But the gameplay has pretty much come to an end right now, so I best end the commentary. So thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for watching the gameplay commentary. You've been a wonderful audience, as you always are. And as I've said, I hope you enjoyed the actual something different, like a little idea that I had, a little bit of a brainwave that I had a few days ago when I heard more news coming out about the actual Peacekeeper SMG. And it's something which I think I've managed to tap into my Call of Duty history, you could say, and bring you something which I think is rather new and somewhat innovative, and hope you enjoyed it. So thanks for watching, guys. All the best, take care, and peace.